So you're thinking about making a move to Rohnert Park, California. I bet it was hard for you to find a lot of information and try to figure out if it was a good spot for you or not, strictly because there's not a whole lot of information about Rohnert Park out there. I think everybody always overlooks Rohnert Park. So in this week's video, I'm gonna be giving you some pros of living in Rohnert Park as well as some cons. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video so you can figure out if Rohnert Park is really a place you wanna be. Starting this list off on a good note, let's get through some pros before we talk about the cons. Pro number one, I speak about it all the time. You guys are probably even tired of hearing me talk about it, and that is affordability in Rohnert Park. Everybody always reaches out and they want the big fancy house and they want all of the nice things, but then they come to figure out prices are a lot different over here than they are in some of the other areas. That's why Rohnert Park is always my go-to for anybody looking for an investment property or anybody who's looking to maybe only live in the house for a couple of years, first-time home buyers. You know, Rohnert Park really is one of the only places to look in Sonoma County, in my opinion, when it comes to affordability. Santa Rosa, Petaluma, Windsor, Healdsburg, Sonoma, all of these areas really nowadays, they don't even really offer anything under $500,000. You can get lucky every once in a while and find that one-off deal, you know, whatever the case is. But in Rohnert Park, there are tons and tons and tons of options available in the price point of $300,000 to $400,000. Right now, the market's a little weird. We don't have a whole lot of inventory, so it might be kind of hard to locate those properties today. But in a normal market, in a market of 5 months and up of inventory, you can find condos, relatively nice condos, mind you, for $300,000 to $400,000. I know it's crazy to hear me say that that's affordable, but that's just where we have come to in Sonoma County. There's condos, there's townhouses. We just sold one not too long ago for $440,000 and it was completely redone. Had an okay HOA, but all of the other, you know, exterior roof, all of this sort of stuff was all taken care of by the HOA. They had a pool, they had a little gym. So there are certainly a lot of perks when it comes to purchasing a condo. And I get it, maybe you didn't, you know, envision yourself living in a condo or a townhouse, but the example I always give is it's a lot easier to buy a condo, especially in Rohnert Park, sell it in the next couple of years, you know, make $50,000 to $100,000 in equity because that's where things are trending right now, than putting that money down on that beautiful big, you know, single family home that you've always dreamt of. Because in reality, putting that money in real estate will grow a lot quicker than some of the other savings plans that, you know, people are advertising today. So thinking about a condo, affordable living, you're definitely in a safe spot in Rohnert Park. Pro number two for me is probably one that a lot of people may see as a con, but for me, it's only a pro, and that is the Cronin Casino. This place has done wonders for the city of Rohnert Park, people relocating here, not to mention it's just a blast. I know there was a lot of people in the beginning days of, you know, people were kind of protesting against a lot of the locals, a lot of the people that have lived in Rohnert Park for a long time have kind of, you know, they were trying to not let that casino get built. But now that it's here, I gotta say it's amazing. My wife and I sneak away there every single chance we get. We're not really gamblers, but we just like going, playing some slots, eating good food, you know, having a drink or two and just enjoying a night out, being around people, music, you know, fun activities. There's just something to be said about that. And that's a huge pro for me because there isn't a downtown in Rohnert Park. There's a couple little parks that they have events at and stuff like that, but there isn't a downtown. And we'll get into that a little later in this video, but the casino is amazing. I highly recommend checking it out, looking it up online, coming and taking a visit. But I think it's really helped the city grow over the last couple of years since the casino has been built. There's been a couple new developments being built. There's the downtown that's been in the talks for the last couple of years, as they're promising finishing dates and stuff like that. So overall, the casino, huge win for me. Pro number three for me has to be Rohnert Park's location. Now overall, Rohnert Park is a pretty small town, but when you're looking at it from a location standpoint, a lot of people get relocated here. You know, the last couple of people were military. So they, you know, they got stationed in Petaluma at Two Rock at the base over there. People move to Santa Rosa all the time because it's a bigger city. You know, I'm working with a military couple right now that's moving from Humboldt up to Santa Rosa. And getting relocated to be in the police department there. But Rohnert Park is a little town not too far away from both of those. It's kind of sandwiched right in the middle, and its location to everything is even closer. If you want to get to Petaluma, maybe you're going to be working in Petaluma, and maybe Petaluma is a little bit too expensive. Maybe it's a little on the high side right now, but living in Rohnert Park is your next best bet, because Rohnert Park in Petaluma, it's only about 10 to 15 minutes up and down Highway 101. I mean, it's really nothing crazy. And if you're living in Santa Rosa, it's only about 10 minutes, sometimes even faster. I think I've driven from Rohnert Park to Santa Rosa in like 6 or 7 minutes. So it's really not too far. So if you're maybe getting relocated to Petaluma, Santa Rosa, or maybe further north like Healdsburg, Windsor, whatever, and you do not want to pay those crazy prices, Rohnert Park is a great place to look for that. And we're also not too far away from San Francisco, Marin, some of the bigger cities. Bodega Bay is about 35, 40 minutes away. So you still get all of the perks of Sonoma County right here in Rohnert Park. And to be honest with you, it's a lot more affordable than some of the other cities. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, please do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. It really helps me out. Takes you 2 seconds. Really not a big deal. So please hit the like button. Like right now. And if you guys want to see more content just like this, I drop 2 to 3 videos every single week, all having to do with living in Sonoma County. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe button so you're notified next time I drop a video, all having to do with living in Sonoma County. Now getting into the juicy stuff here, let's talk a little bit about Rohnert Park's negatives. There's people that talk really good about Rohnert Park, and there's some people that talk really bad about Rohnert Park. And the thing that I always hear the most is kind of something I touched on in the beginning, and that's its lack of a downtown. Having a city, having a bigger city, a smaller city, whatever the case is, a downtown is always necessary. It's always a fun place to go and explore. If you have a family, if you want to go walk around, if you're single, you want to go grab a drink, if you're married, want to go have a drink, whatever. Having a downtown is essential, because usually having a downtown comes to some sort of big common ground for events to happen, live music. In Santa Rosa, they do a Wednesday night market all the time. They do a flea market all the time. So having there not be a downtown at Rohnert Park, really for me, it makes it feel like it's just missing something. There's events there and there's still fun things to do, but it doesn't have the same vibe. Like I can always jump on downtown Santa Rosa's website and see what the events are coming up and pick the ones I want to go to. They have movie nights and all sorts of different things. So not having that in Rohnert Park is a huge, huge negative for me. And con number 2 for me has to be the traffic. Rohnert Park Expressway is notorious for getting backed up. It's a very long road that leads right to Highway 101. It's like 3 lanes and that goes down into 2 lanes, and it's really your only pass through to get on the freeway going north or south. So if you get stuck on Expressway around 3 o'clock, it could take you a long time to get even to the freeway if you're going north or south. So that's a bummer, and it's always been that way in Rohnert Park, but it feels like it's just getting worse over time. I shot a video there on Monday, and it was like 2 o'clock by the time I was coming home. And even knowing that there's traffic there and knowing to get there early so I don't get stuck in that, I still got stuck in it. God forbid there's an ambulance or a fire truck or a cop car or whatever, you're gonna be stuck there for a long time. So traffic in Sonoma County, I know it's nothing new, but you would think a small city like Rohnert Park wouldn't have these problems, but they do. And con number 3 for me has to be something that may be a little controversial, and I know I always give options about affordability and condos and single family homes and whatever, but Rohnert Park just feels like it's missing something when it comes to housing. There's brand new homes being built, and then there's extremely old homes being built, and sometimes you can be in some of the older sections like A section, B section, and then travel to M section, or you could go to the new K section, and it just feels like you're in a different city. I mean, it really doesn't have a uniform feel to Rohnert Park. It's always kind of felt like it's been that way for a long time. Like, maybe they started building a new section and then stopped, and then, I don't know, whatever the case was, but it just feels it's either brand new in Rohnert Park, 3,000 square foot, $1 million home, or it's a little tiny condo for $300,000, and there's really no in between. There are in some situations and in some markets, but right now it really just feels like it's a little off balance. Like there's just something going on. I really think building that downtown in Rohnert Park and giving kind of a level ground to Rohnert Park is going to be huge for the city. So I hope that happens soon. And I also hope they start building a little bit more in Rohnert Park. I say it all the time. I think people slowly are moving north. I think people during the pandemic were moving this way from San Francisco, Marin, because it's way more affordable here than it is in some of those bigger cities. So that, put Petaluma's housing market just through the roof. And I think Rohnert Park is next for that, but I don't know when that's going to happen. That can take a decade, 2 decades, the next couple of years, who knows? But Rohnert Park just feels a little bit unbalanced in that aspect for me. If you're thinking about making a move to Rohnert Park or any of the other areas inside of Sonoma County, I make all this content, give you all sorts of value, but at the end of the day, I am a full-time real estate agent. And the very first thing I like to do when someone reaches out is schedule a quick 30-minute Zoom call. Let's see what I can do to help you achieve your goals of moving to Sonoma County. So all of that contact information popping up right now is my personal information. Call me, text me, email me, whatever is most convenient with you. Let's get a 30-minute Zoom call on the books and let's see what we can do to make that dream a reality. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My name is Danny M. Cronin, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a big like and hit that subscribe button so you're notified next time I release one. Thank you guys so much for watching.